shop at Home Depot? Do you? Huh? Look at that. Look at that. Oh, let me see. I don't... Let's see if I can... It's a Home Depot load. Cincinnati. Glenway Park. And it is one of the worst Home Depots to get to. So, what up, everybody? I hope you've been doing all right, staying healthy. This crazy virus that's going around. So, hope all of you are in good health, keeping care of yourself, practicing that social distancing, which is not a joke, it's for real. I'm a registered nurse. That was what I did before I was got into trucking, so it is serious. And you know, this virus spreads in the air through, like, if someone coughs or sneezes, it can get in your mucous membrane, so your eyes, your nose, your mouth. I hear it lives on dry surfaces for like 5 days. I don't know if that's completely true, so don't hold me to that, but you know what? You touch something with your hands. All of us are doing this all the time, right? Especially when we get stressed out, and then that gets in your body, so don't touch your face. I guess that's what I want to say. So it's been a while since I've made a video. I'm going to start getting back into it. I said that on the last video, and that was like 4 or 5 weeks ago, but things are going all right. Been running the dedicated Home Depot load, and it's panning out to be okay. Making about as much as I made over the road, but I was a rookie over the road for Flatbed, so I didn't make that much, as much as I could have. So, but I like it. I'm getting home every Friday. Sometimes leave out on Sunday. Sometimes leave out on Monday, and I just touched my face. Look at that. I tell you not to. I just touched my face. And, man, my face itches. And, sometimes I get home during the week and get to lay in bed with my wife and fall asleep. So, I like that. But we're going to head into the weekend. I see a little tequila in my future. I don't have to leave till Monday morning. And it is 5:50 p.m. on Friday. So, that means that I will be home by 8 on a Friday and not leave till Monday morning. Feels good. So, hope y'all are taking care of yourselves. All right. Let's drop this trailer. It's not a bad little place to keep your trailer. Nice little sunset going on. So I just live 3 minutes from here, so it's pretty nice. There is a pond on the other side of these woods right here. There's no trespassing signs all over it, but I am a fishing junkie. And I'm so tempted to go throw a line in there when it gets a little bit nicer. It's pretty windy tonight, but I don't know. So let's drop this thing. All right, guys, so let's be real for just a minute. I've been wanting to make a video about this. Because even though I haven't made a video in a while, I still get at least once a day, sometimes a couple times a day, I'll get someone that reaches out to me and wants to get started at Maverick, or I had somebody reach out to me 2 days ago and tell me that they watched my videos and they were pumped up and they were going to go pay off like $30K in debt and get into trucking. They weren't happy with their life, which I thought, that's pretty cool, especially if I influence someone to improve their life. I think that's awesome. And you don't have to pay off your debt, to each your own. I'm not saying that, that's the best way to go, but if you watched any of my past videos, that's what I did. My wife and I paid off 30 grand of debt right before I met her. Then we paid off another 30 grand of debt when we got married, or just before we got married. We're debt free, and that's how we live. And it's afforded me to be able to quit $100,000 a year, close to 100. I just looked at my W-2 from last year. I think I grossed $98,000 and some dollars my last year of nursing. Pretty damn good, for real. So, and I was working from home full time. I was in administration. I ran a team of nurses, 40 nurses, 40. And I worked beside my wife all day, basically. She works from home for the same company, and I left all that to come into trucking because I was miserable with my career. So I think that touches a lot of people, because a lot of people are in situations they don't want to be in and whatnot. And trucking's not for everybody, and I would hate for someone to watch my videos and get into trucking thinking it was great for them, and it wasn't. But if you're going to get into something, a career, and you want to try it out, trucking's cheap as hell, especially if you go through a school like Maverick. So, not that I'm pushing Maverick school, but any school that's community college, that's just a couple $1,000s. And then if you hate it, you know what? Pay that off and then don't go back. And you've got a CDL, Class A. I mean, you've got something you can use. So, I'm as sick of hearing about this as you are, but we have got to keep our ear tuned to the news. It's the coronavirus. And no, it's not just like the flu, all right? And I'm a registered nurse. I was a registered nurse, practicing registered nurse for almost 15 years, and worked in every kind of setting you can think of: acute care, ICU, which is intensive care. I was trauma, I was ER, I was home care. I worked in med surge, and then I went into administration, and I ran home care agencies, and then I was in senior and mid-level management positions in home care agencies and in the insurance industry and healthcare. So I've been around the block. I'm telling you that the coronavirus is not like the flu. It's a lot more dangerous. But here is where it's the most dangerous for most of us. It's not health-wise, but on the economic side. I don't think that 75% of the people in this country realize that 50% or more of our economy has come to a halt. And when that happens, when people can't go to work, like all of the restaurants and the movie theaters and all that kind of stuff is closed down, people stop spending money, which means they stop putting money into the economy, which means sales go down, which means the economy comes to a halt. There's less jobs, lower pay. It's not a good thing. Now, there are opportunities for people who have money, who have done the right things with their money. Things will be cheaper. Like if you want to buy a house, the last 10 years it has sucked to want to buy a house because house prices are at like an all-time peak. They won't be for long if our economy really has come to as big of a halt as it seems it has. So trucking is going to be affected big time. And I guess what I'm getting at is I kind of took the long way around, but I want to make sure that everyone understands that we could have a really big recession coming in the next couple of weeks. It's already started. By technical terms, we are not yet in a recession, but we will be. You have to be down 2 quarters of 2 quarters in a row of the year to be in a recession, which we haven't had enough time, but we will be. And trucking is going to take a major hit. Now, right now, the guys that are running reefer and dry van, they're pushing food back and forth down the interstate. They're making a killing, but that's going to come to a halt probably in the next, I would say, 4 weeks or so. Everybody is panic buying groceries, and so it's caused a huge demand for groceries. But when people figure out that they just have enough and they stop buying, then that's going to come to a halt too. But my point is that for those of you who have reached out to me here recently, before all of this, I don't know what the heck's on my thumb. It's dirt. Before all of this started, I was telling you, yeah, hell yeah, get into Flatbed. It's awesome. Come to Maverick. If you have a really good job right now and it pays well, I may not make that switch if I were you just yet. And hopefully, Maverick doesn't get upset for me saying this on YouTube, but it is going to be extremely risky. I don't know. I know so far I have not felt the effects of what's happened here at Maverick. I think that they are busting their butts to make sure that we're taken care of. But in a down economy, which is what we're already in, it's already started the last couple of weeks, and it's just going to get worse until this coronavirus fades out. And if you watch patterns, stick with me, if you watch patterns from the other countries that have already went through this, it's at least a good 4 to 6 weeks before it peaks and then it starts to fade out. That's going to have a huge economic impact, and flatbedding in a down economy, especially in a recession, is hit hard because people stop building things. They don't need the lumber. They don't need the building supplies. They don't need as much steel. Sales go down. And so it could very well be a rough time for Flatbed. Now, if you got nothing to lose and you want to give it a try anyway, then I say go for it. Maverick's an awesome place to be. But if you've got a really secure job and you just hate your job right now and you want to get out of it, but it's paying the bills, I would suggest that you wait at least 4, 6, 8 weeks and see what's going to happen to the economy. I'm going to continue to make videos. I'm going to get back into the habit of it. They're going to be more frequent. And so I will tell you what's going on out here if you are interested. I'll tell you what's going on out in trucking. I got my ear tuned to the news all the time, especially in trucking. So I'll keep you informed. But that's just my 2 cents, and I wanted to get that out there. I want to post this and make sure that you're all aware, of what's going on out here. And please, 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 please be ready for the worst, and we'll hope for the best. Don't go blow all your money. Don't go blow all your savings. You really need to kind of buckle down right now, because I'm telling you that we are going to see some major changes in our economy over the next probably month or so. It could be ugly, and I hope not. And I'm not trying to freak anybody out, but I would brace for an impact. There's no way you can shut down half of the country like we have and it not have a impact. And there's other countries we depend on, especially China, for imports, and man, they took a huge economic impact. They shut down cities bigger than New York City and quarantined them. I mean, we're going to feel that. So anyway, I love y'all, and I just want y'all to be careful and be safe and be healthy, and get through this as good as we can.
When I was in the parking lot at the Prairie. And it's the normal dude that answers. He's like, we are like slim pickings around here. He's like, but I'll tell you what, this lady came in 20 minutes ago and she said CVS had toilet paper. And I was like, really? He's like, yes, so I would hurry up. So I started to walk him, and 10 minutes into it, I realized it's flooded at the bottom of